severe weather in the spring, in the plains. And yes, it is time for severe weather. Lotus March. We are now here at meteorological spring. And that's when things ramp up. The equinox is March 20th this year. Usually it's anywhere from the 20th to the 22nd, right around that vicinity. And this is when things start to ramp up with the warmer temperatures, the moisture, the jet energy, that low-level jet energy that's going to come in. When you look at tornado watches, majority of those are central to lower Mississippi River Valley, but they extend out. You can see to the mid-Atlantic, the plains, even into parts of the upper Midwest, where you could get some of these tornado watches. As we go into our Wednesday, this is our first shot of severe weather, but then we see it for several days after that as well. And in fact, it does ramp up, especially as we head into our Friday. Moisture is coming up from the Gulf. You're going to get jet energy that's going to be coming in. But I've got to tell you, as we get later in the week into our Thursday, into our Friday, we're going to get the influence of a big trough coming in from the west. We're going to get low-level jet streaming up from the south, screaming up from the south, and you're going to get also the jet winds cutting across on Friday. So this is where you could have some decent shear in the atmosphere, and there's the potential for some supercells, large hail, and tornadoes. How does it all play out? Well, we have that wave of energy that moves east. Then you'll see on Wednesday, rain starting to develop, and we're still waiting for that trough to come in. That really starts impacting us, especially as we head into our Thursday and Friday. That's when we have the better chances of seeing some of those stronger thunderstorms and very heavy rainfall, which we need in some places. And notice we have multiple pieces of energy going through the Ohio River Valley. That's where both models have the heaviest rain, but we desperately need it. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas. I mean, we've been getting so much moisture here along the Ohio River Valley. We're doing pretty good, but we certainly could use a lot more. But, Jordan, if we could only get it without the severe weather, that would obviously be ideal.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year, though, it's basically impossible.
This week and next weekend. Steph?
And all that warmth means that we're going to see more rain, that we're going to see snow, and we need the snow. We are down by 2, even almost 3 feet here into places like Casper, Wyoming, where we are down 33 inches. That is a lot. Cheyenne's over 2 feet. Omaha down 8 inches. International Falls down nearly 10 inches. So a lot of us seeing double-digit snow deficits, and there, I think, is no way we are making up for this. For one, look at the very little snow that's coming on through here as we head through Saturday. For two, our temperatures are warming. And so that means that we are going to see more rain, then we're going to see snow, even a little bit of rain-snow mix. This is that big trough that's going to give us cooler air. And by the way, it's not that cold. It's like a degree or two below average. It's not that freezing. And this is also going to give us the energy for that severe weather into the southern plains. Notice Thursday, by the way, Wednesday, we're going to be into the 70s in some places here. And so we are seeing warm temperatures to begin with. It's very hard to get a lot of accumulating snow when one day you have the 60s and 70s and then the next day you have the 40s. I mean, that's not that cold, right? And so it's really tough to get it to stick. It'll probably stick on some of those grassy surfaces, the elevated surfaces, stuff like that. Notice that it really does start to come in as we head into our Thursday night, Friday morning. Snow into Wyoming, Colorado, Denver is like the second warmest winter on record, and I think the warmest in like 90 years or 70 years. It's just been so warm and dry there. We have not seen a lot of snow, but notice all the rain ahead of this system. Very warm temperatures. Notice you get a rain-snow mix. So it's not like we're going to see this solid coating of snow. The atmosphere just cannot support it temperature-wise, but you'll get a little bit coming in. Obviously, into the higher locations, you'll see some of it, and we'll have some of those cooler temperatures at some of those higher locations as well. So more snow will come in. Casper, I mean, notice you only get down to 30 and then 35 for high on Friday. You might see some of that rain mix in with that because that is quite warm. And then we clear out, and then you do get some cooler temperatures down to 21 coming on in. Fargo, North Dakota, we're known for the cold and the snow, but at 27, it's going to be icy as you have that warmer layer on top and that colder layer just at the surface. Jordan tries to work it out by Friday night. Maybe we finish off with a cold enough layer for all snow.
Still talking about that. Yeah, Fargo's going to be in that
stuff. Yeah, these are the sleeves with the bell bottoms, if you will. Yeah. The bell bottom sleeves, I've determined.
Roll them up.
What do you call that type of sleeve that has like a bell bottom to it? It looks a bell sleeve. Mm-hmm. See? Well, A bell top sleeve versus a bell bottom sleeve, I guess, is what we have here. So when you have a bell top sleeve, it hits this and it messes up your drawing. So we're rolling it up for this segment today because we're having a lot of issues over here. It's not really a lot of issues. There's just extra drawing that's not working. Winter weather advisories for us for essentially lighter snow. The warning means you're going to have a little bit of heavier snow. That's into the Appalachians, a little more extra oomph in the atmosphere. High pressure to the north. Underneath that high, much colder air into Buffalo, also into Boston. But you can see that cold air around this high is dipping down into D.C., where we're currently at 32 degrees. That snow's trying to get in. Notice that you have some of that ice trying to get to the ground. Nashville, we're just seeing clouds right now, but rain will come in for you. This whole system's moving east, and we will see several waves of weather that will be coming on in. Columbus, it's snow for you. Look at Cleveland and Fort Wayne. Beautiful sunny skies. Unfortunately, a little icing there in Indianapolis. We always talk it only takes the slightest little bit of ice in order to cause a lot of problems. But notice it's rain, even though the radar might be saying, you might look at that and say, oh, it's pink on the radar. And this is why you have to watch the Weather Channel. You can't just look at your app and think that you know what's going on. Rain into Lexington and also into Louisville, not icing there. And the atmosphere can be so fragile. And the radars, what it's picking up in the atmosphere also can be super fragile. When you're right on that line, it can be so tough on exactly what's making it to the ground. So right now we do have our feels like that are much below what the actual air temperature is. Look at Boston, our feels like of 3, especially with all that snow on the ground that is not helping the situation. Buffalo, we are 12 and feel like 12. Pittsburgh, a little bit below. DC, about 5-7 degrees below what it says on the thermometers, what it's feeling like. And speaking about being below, we're below average into the Northeast, but this doesn't last long. You're going to see those above average temperatures creep into the picture and get very excited about it because it's going to be warm and it is going to stay warm. I think people are going to lose their minds when they see these temperatures coming in. There's another wave of energy coming in for our Tuesday. Notice the snow gets replaced by rain where you have some of that frozen stuff. Another wave Thursday. Notice like in Albany, maybe a little bit of frozen stuff, but then the rain comes through and washes it all away. And it's really far northern New England where we see those heaviest snow totals and accumulations into places like Maine. Otherwise, Molly, it's just a little bit, which sometimes can be even worse because no one stays home. You get more accidents when you have 2 inches or less of snow on the ground.
And nothing is canceled, so people can't really stay home. You still have places to be. The kids still have to be in school. By the way, I'm really digging the one rolled up sleeve.
Maybe it's a fashion statement.
It's a new fashion statement.
Remember crisscross used to wear their clothes backwards? Well, you're a lot younger than I am. I don't know if you remember that.
Well, no, I do remember. I don't know if I remember. I don't know if I was alive.
But you remember that.
I remember that
part of it. So maybe I'm starting a new fashion trend.
What year was that, by the way? Do you remember?
The 90s.
Okay, so I was alive. I was probably not, able to
pay attention to know it, but you've seen it since.
I have seen it since.
Yes.
Let's talk about severe